Welcome to The Explainer. Today we are cracking open the post-upload playbook from a seriously successful YouTube creator, Romero. We're going to break down the biggest mistakes that can absolutely kill your channel, and then we'll get into one powerful kind of secret strategy to give your videos a massive instant boost. And that right there is the key. This isn't just some generic advice you can find anywhere. Nope. These are lessons learned the hard way from years spent in the trenches, figuring out what actually makes the YouTube algorithm work for you instead of against you. And the results? Well, they pretty much speak for themselves, right? This is how much Romero made from just 3 of his faceless YouTube channels. This is not about getting lucky. It's about having a system that flat out works.
So, how do we do it? Here's the game plan. We're going to start with what not to do right after you upload. Then we'll look at the long-term ways people sabotage their own channels, the right way to upload, and of course, that secret strategy. And we'll wrap up with maybe the most important piece of the puzzle, your mindset.
Okay, so in those first few hours after you smash that publish button, there are a few things that seem totally harmless, but can actually, completely torpedo your video's chances before it even gets going. These 3 things, they all mess up one of YouTube's most critical metrics, average view duration. Seriously, if your first few viewers click off early, you are sending a huge, flashing negative signal to YouTube that says, this content isn't engaging.
And buying views? Oh man, that is by far the worst of them all. It's not just about the low watch time either. The real damage is that you're just totally confusing the algorithm while it's trying to figure out who your real audience is. And this just illustrates the problem perfectly. Let's say you make awesome videos about MMA. YouTube wants to show your stuff to other people who love MMA. But if you go out and buy views, those clicks might come from accounts that spend all day watching dog videos and daily vlogs. Now the algorithm is just completely lost.
So here's the bottom line. Doing this basically breaks your channel's relationship with the algorithm. It just gives up trying to find your audience, your videos stop getting recommended, and your organic growth just stops. It's so not worth the risk.
All right, so let's zoom out a bit. How do these little mistakes lead to much bigger, long-term problems that can just slowly but surely drain the life out of your channel over weeks and months? This brings us to a massive mistake, and it's all driven by impatience, deleting videos that you think are flops. I get it. It feels like you're cleaning house, but you could be throwing away a lottery ticket.
Now check this out, because this is wild. This slide shows the real analytics from one of Romero's videos. For the first 250 days, we're talking over 8 months, it was just doing okay. And then all of a sudden, the algorithm finds it, and bam! It explodes to almost 10 million views. Just think, if he deleted it, he'd have kissed thousands of dollars goodbye.
Now, the flip side of deleting videos is messing with them forever. For new channels especially, changing a thumbnail or title months after you post almost never does anything. So what's the lesson here? Be 100% confident in your packaging before you publish. Do all that work up front. Okay, we've covered a lot of don'ts. So what should you be doing? Let's walk through the exact professional workflow you should be using for every single video you upload. This 4-step process is so simple, but it's so important. Uploading as unlisted basically gives you a private little sandbox to get everything looking perfect. You wait for the video to fully process, so your very first viewers see it in beautiful HD, not some pixelated mess, and only then, when it's perfect, do you flip the switch to public.
All right, it's time for that powerful strategy we talked about at the beginning. This is a technique that most creators just sleep on, but it can give every single one of your new videos an immediate and pretty significant audience boost.
The community tab is honestly one of the best free promotional tools YouTube gives you. Think about it. Not everyone gets that standard notification, but a community post, that shows up right in your subscribers' feeds, acting like a second, way more visual alarm bell. And there's actually a specific formula to get the biggest impact. You use the title, you drop the link, and this is key, you add the thumbnail as an image. This makes a big, eye-catching post that's just hard to scroll past. You time it to go live the exact second your video does, and you create this instant wave of traffic.
And here's the next level move. If you have other channels, you can use their community tabs to promote a video on a brand new channel. You're basically funneling your existing audience over to your new baby. Just remember, YouTube limits you to one of these notifications every 3 days so you don't look like a spammer.
So we've gone through all the tactics and strategies, but the last, and maybe the most important mistake to avoid, it has nothing to do with the algorithm. It has everything to do with what's going on up here, in your head.
Look, constantly refreshing your YouTube Studio app in those first few hours and days, it's just a recipe for anxiety. It doesn't help the video one bit, and it's not good for you. You have to step back and let the algorithm do its thing.
The healthy way to do it is to just detach. Give the video a few days to live and breathe. Then, when you do look at the data, you go in with a clear purpose, to learn something. Is your click-through rate, the CTR, low? Okay, your thumbnail or title probably needs work. Is the average view duration, the AVD, kind of weak? Well, maybe your intro or the pacing needs improvement. You use the data to make the next video better, not to obsess over the last one.
And that's really the crucial takeaway here, isn't it? All that time and energy you spend worrying about a video's performance, you could be using that to create the next video. Success on YouTube is a long game, and it's won by the people who focus on consistent production, not constant anxious observation.